Because right now, what we cover stitch, double layer cover stitch the sides. This might be. I'm just trying to think like this is kind of gonna remind me of the yelling. So we're working on patterns right now, and we're working on 4 different clients' patterns at once, and then Rachel's going to take them, and basically it's going to be her today's project is sampling these 4 clients today as we work on their patterns. We've always talked about how it's so important to have technical design and pattern making done together, and this is exactly what's happening right now. We're working on a pattern, but while working on the pattern, we are thinking in terms of how it's going to go together for production, and therefore it's going to totally translate to helping this client out price point wise, efficiency wise, design wise, because it's all done at once. It's happening right now.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen anywhere else.
Yeah, it's hard to
it's
hard to find that or something, and then when you go to like do this one, then you put it in the corner, or like you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I think so. So like, yeah. So you do the front,
I think it's gonna be the sides, and then when we go to like actually do the we'll have to figure that out. But I just think that it's gonna be again like we're gonna be putting it in like on an edge. Going into the summer months, what we're finding is that a lot of our clients, they'll be kind of mixing in different fabrics, and we hear the success stories of the fabrics that they use and feedbacks and things like that. And we apply that feedback when we're working with other clients, so we can basically guide them to fabrics that we know have worked, or the different blends for whether it's like swimsuits or whether it's activewear, and the more we're learning from one client, the more we can basically apply that to another.
creating a swimsuit for the first time was kind of challenging because we made it in 2 layers, so it would be a little bit thicker and more durable. And so I had to figure out how to kind of sew it inside out and flip it, and then figure out how to put the rest of the pieces together. So, and I guess it's something we have never done before, and so yeah, it's just a new process kind of every day. So I am making a 1-piece bathing suit for a client of ours, and we went through and made a couple of bathing suits, and now we're adjusting the pattern and making a new one that has a little bit of a different fit. So right now I'm just cutting out the pieces to do that. So when I'm going through and trying out the different samples, there are different ways and different stitches that can be used to put them together. And I experiment with the different options and try to figure out the one that's most efficient for production and easiest to reproduce, but that also is making a quality product. If the product is easier to reproduce, it makes it a lot easier in production to go through them quickly and not run into a bunch of hiccups. And that just makes it more efficient for production overall. The fun part for me with the technical design is kind of going through the trial and error of what works and what doesn't work. And it's really exciting to figure out what does work and then to implement that all into making your product.
All right, like Rachel was saying, technical design, I know we talk about it a lot, but to us it's the foundation, because what goes on in technical design is what translates to production. And I'm talking about things like stitches. Like if a certain stitch is giving us a problem while we're making a sample, that same problem is going to happen during production. If a product during a sample is not fitting correctly, obviously then it's not just going to magically fix itself, it's going to happen when we go to production. And so really technical design, and when we make the samples, it's a reflection of what's going to go on in the future. And so we want to make sure that when we're making a sample, if a sample is smooth, and that means that the technical design is all working correctly, and then therefore it's going to go smooth for production. If we continue to have problems, or if there is an issue, I think it's just going to be magnified during production when we're doing numerous quantities, and that's why it's just so important. We say it's your blueprint. All right, so when we're doing technical design and sample making, it's not about making the very best one-off sample. It's about making the very best product for production. And why we're able to do that so well is because we control the whole process, and it's done under one roof in-house. And then not only that, but when we send it to production, the production is done in-house as well. And that's going to translate to a better cost for our customer, but also at the same time, that's why we can turn it around faster, because it's not touching 3 different people, it's all done in one spot. That might have been some of the best knowledge bomb I might have dropped.
Yeah, that was great.
That was good. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in and watching. If you have any questions at all about our process or the way we do things, or even how we can help you, leave us a comment, send us a DM, or shoot us an email. We want to hear from you. We want to help you. We'll see you next episode.